Alright, hey everyone, welcome to Age of Empires 2 HD Edition. We're back in the African kingdoms, and today I have a 2v6 that was pretty cool, that I played with a friend and someone else who has a YouTube channel that you should totally subscribe to. Fatal right here, aka Uncle Steezy, aka Steven, right? Sorry, I have water again because this is going to be another mega game, kind of like the free-for-all. But yes. So, yeah, here we have Steven playing as the Ethiopians in red. He's kind of a noob, but don't judge him too hard for that. He's still learning, but yes, he's getting much better, and that's why we're playing against 6 moderate computers today. Normally we play against standard ones, but I guess they nerfed the standard ones, kinda. And so now standard computers don't attack in 2v6s. Or at least from the 2v6 that we played with standard computers the other day. This game was last night, and it goes on for 4 hours in game time. Like 3 or something in real time, right? So yes, that's Steven in the red as the Ethiopians. And we have me in the blue as the Slavs, which is pretty nice, especially on Arena, because Slavs have a pretty nice late game, especially with Druzina. But together we have to face Theodoric the Goth, playing as Teal, obviously the Goths. We have to play as Orkhan, or play against Orkhan in the purple as the Turks. Shahrukh in the orange as the Persians. Basil the Macedonian in the yellow as the Byzantines. Or Byzantine. You know, I'm not even gonna try it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm an uncultured American fool. I don't know how everyone pronounces Byzantines. Isn't it like? Alright, someone from the UK, tell me, is it, like, do you pronounce it Byzantines or Byzantines or Byzantines? You know, just tell me how you pronounce it, okay? That would be much obliged. And, yeah, thank you. But then we have Uzbek, guess Uzbek, Beg again, Uzbek, tell a friend, playing as the, Green Mongols. And then we have Brood as the Celts. How is this guy not dying? Okay. Well, yeah, Brood as the Celts in gray. And, the Celtic AI always does this, but it's fucking stupid. And that's Scorpion spam. Like, I don't get it. Like, Scorpion spam is basically broken, okay? Well, actually, I'm kidding. It's completely balanced if you know how to counter it. But the thing is, it's like, there's a point where like, oh crap, that was definitely my mouse that I bumped. Okay, but there's like a point where like, it's like critical mass. It's like the war wagon for the Koreans, where like, at a critical mass, it is basically impossible to fight against. Unless you're willing to throw a lot of resources away. And, yeah, it's stupid, because that's just what the AI does all the time. So, yes. But, it is a 2v6, so the odds are stacked against us. We only played on 300 pop, which actually is kind of a mistake, because then we couldn't reach, like, maximum army potential, and plus, later on, defense gets really, really intense. Or, not really later on, as in the late game. I'm talking, like, kind of in the mid-game. It seems all is lost. So, spoiler alert right there. But, yeah, it's really hard defending your base with only a few guys. Like, only, like, tens of guys, really, against hundreds of opponents. It's fine when you have, like, stone for extra castles and whatnot, but, yeah, you'll see as the game goes on. I'll explain it more in depth when we get there. But I guess we'll take a look at the map. It's of course arena. It's only possible to play 2v6s and win on arena, it seems, or sometimes Black Forest too. Which is, well, actually no, we've Steven and I have done 2v6s on Mega Random before, but unfortunately, on open maps, it's very, very hard to play against 6 AIs, especially considering you have nothing to defend your base, and they can come in from all sides. Like, even if arena didn't have walls, we'd still be pretty defended, because look, there's like only this space that the enemy can come in from. Yeah. So it's still technically a closed map. So really, I recommend that if you're gonna fight against a large team of AI opponents, then you should play on a closed map. Just because it's way easier to defend, and you won't be killed in the Castle Age. So that's all good. But yes, so there are quite a few relics on the map. We got 2 right outside of Brood's base. One a little bit away from Steven. We have one kind of between yellow and green right here. One is in green's base. And I think that's it. Okay. So yes, those are the 5 relics on the map. So all of them are relatively easy to take. Like, you can contest these relics pretty easily, except for the one in green's base. That's just his relic. Every other relic is up for grabs. So that's actually pretty balanced right there. That's one thing we can rely on right there. But yes, that's all well and good. There's a few gold piles outside mine and Teal's base. Unfortunately, later on it's really hard to push out of my base, so these gold piles don't necessarily come in handy, although I do grab them for a bit. Although I'm not too sure how big of a boost that gives my economy, especially considering it's in the super late game where, like, I mean, it's gold and it can be used on costly units, but the problem is that there's so many other costly units coming in, destroying my costly units, that I'm not sure if I want to risk whatever gold I gather trying to just defend, or go in for a powerful attack, even though 90% of the time they're going to die completely. It doesn't necessarily pay for them. Like, the units don't necessarily pay for themselves at that point in the game. But every player seems to have a hunt inside their base. Nope, never mind. Steven's hunt is outside of his base, and I don't actually know if he grabs that until it's too late. I'm not sure. Gray's hunt outside of his base. Green's hunt also outside of his base, and he's actually going huge into that hunting, especially because he's Mongols and he gets that bonus for hunting speed. Then Yellow's hunt is outside, Orange's hunt is outside. Wow, it seems everyone's hunt is outside except... Oh wait, no, never mind. My hunt's outside too. Alright, never mind. For some reason I was thinking my hunt was inside this game, right? But yes, alright, so I'm already going up to Castle Age. I don't know how everyone else is doing. Steven's going up to Feudal. That's just because he's not very experienced, especially in competitive play. But having another human, regardless of skill level, in a 2v6 is preferable against AI. because humans can think outside the box and AIs are kind of predictable at times. Basil the Macedonian also going to the feudal age, so is Theodoric the Goth. Orkhan is probably about to click up to castle. Brood is going up to feudal age. Let's see. Shahrukh is in feudal age. I'm going to be the first up to castle age, it seems. And I'm going to try and get that castle age boom going. I think by the time I reach castle age, I do have enough resources to, you know, build a town center. Yes, I do. And that's what I'm going to do. I think right here-ish, somewhere. Yes, there we go. I keep getting housed this game. That's just a problem with me being a fucking scrub after taking a break from this game and not staying up on top of my population. And that's that. So everyone else seems to be doing pretty good for themselves. After this market, Orange is probably going to click up. Unless he clicked up right now because he is stable too. Let's see. Shahrukh. Nope. But he almost has the resources too. So that's that. Purple probably not clicking up yet. Mostly because his score is still the highest of them. And typically score drops when you click up because you're not creating villagers. But yes, all of this seems well and good. And there's my town center. All of my wood guys went to stone, and I actually don't notice that until way too late. And then I have to retask them. One thing that I noticed this game was that I don't actually have a lot of stone. I have my one stone pile, like my main stone right here. And my secondary stone is outside of my base, right by Theodoric's walls, right? And it's not very safe to gather this stone. Although I do have both my golds in my base. This one's kind of towards the front, which is a bit dangerous, but yeah, it's still in my walls, so it's pretty safe, except for range attacks. But yeah, so I don't have a lot of stone at my disposal, especially with only one pile. So right here I can afford like 3 castles ish. Wait, these are all 345 each. Yes. Okay, so that is about 700 right there. 700 right there. Yeah. So like 2 castles with some stone left over. And plus my town centers, of course. I think I only boomed on 4 TCs this game. I normally go 5 on Arena, just because you can do that on Arena. And because basically every resource on Arena, except for, you know, rare resources, are infinite. Like, there's a point in Arena where, like, basically half your base is just farm and houses, and then the rest is just, like, other buildings. Or, well, yeah, no, it's like half farms, and, like, a few houses here and there, a couple mills, and then the rest is everything else. So it's like, I don't know, 25% everything else. It's pretty insane. Because once every resource in your base is exhausted, you have all this space for farms. And, I mean, these forests are giant, and they're basically infinite. Of course, they're still finite, but, I mean, so long as you have wood, you have infinite food. So, that's how that works. But my 3rd town center is going up. And I'm actually staying on my houses for once. Everyone is in castle age except Steven. He was having a resource crisis for food. and that's why he can't click up. But Scorp's already coming out from the Celts right there, gonna prepare for his attack. Mangadai from green. Doesn't appear that the Byzantines are doing anything. Neither the Persians, neither the Turks, although the Turks do stuff later on. A couple of Huscarls from Tillus the Goth, or Theodoric the Goth, and I'm getting attacked by a light cavalry that's parked by my mill. And I find that kind of stupid, how like occasionally the AI's scout stops moving and they're on defensive, so they decide to go attack whatever's nearest to them. It's kind of annoying just because the alert sound is pretty obnoxious, especially when you're not supposed to be getting attacked yet. But right here I'm creating monks, and I'm going to send them to these relics right here, and just try and keep these two relics out of the hands of our foes, because relics are gold, and our trade right here is pretty limited. The space between our two markets, Stephen and I's markets, are really small. Meanwhile, at the maximum widest space between opponents, from here, from the Mongol market to the Goth market right here, that's pretty insane. That's almost double the distance between mine and Steven's markets. So, yes, they have way better trade than us, so they can just generate gold out the wazoo. And here comes a gray monk trying to take the relic, and yeah, so if they had the relics, if our opponents had the relics, they'd be making more gold plus their trade gold, and that would put us at a severe disadvantage. In fact, I think it's probably, like, it may have contributed a great deal to our victory right here, grabbing these two relics, just because, well, actually I'll show you on the achievement screen in the final episode of this mini-series sort of thing. But I have the most trade gold, or most relic gold, and it's like 13,000 or something. And if 13,000 gold were distributed between the 6 AIs, then they would have like 2,000 gold each, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in the super late game, that's actually a crazy amount, just to buy like some powerful units like paladins, which is what Orange is actually going to be relying on using for pretty much the entire game. But yeah, so just grab the relics. Also, since we're on standard victory, if any of these fools manage to steal a relic, or steal all the relics, then there would be the countdown timer to our defeat, and we'd have to destroy one of their monasteries to reset the timer, either to stop the timer completely, or at least just buy more time until the timer restarts when they build a new monastery and put the relic in. Either way, it's some unneeded stress, because that, on top of defending the bases in the mid-game, is basically, like, we'd probably throw in the towel right there. So, that's that. Anyways, my first castle is going up, and I'm already almost out of stone. So I can only afford 2 castles right here. My final town center is finally going up, and I am continuously producing villas, except from here. Oops. I think I'm too focused on scouting, mayhaps? I don't know what I did with my scout. Oh yes, here he is. I'm not sure why I brought him back here. Oh well. But, yes. So, getting hand cards. Still need to make more villies. Ah yeah, here's some villagers right there. But I need more from the other town centers, and that's something I should probably pay attention to in later games. Because having those villagers out a little bit earlier would have given me an economic advantage that would have made defending so much easier. Now I'm talking a lot about defending, but I'm not actually doing it right now. So I'm debating whether I should just skip later into the video, and I think that's what I'll do right here. Double speed, here we go. Teal has quite a few Huskarls out here, and I can't really defend against that with just my castle and monks converting everything. I'm gonna need some actual, like, heavy cavalry, and that's where my unique unit comes into play. But basically, you never see the Boyar again for the rest of the game, at least until trade gold becomes a thing, which actually, as a matter of fact, happens way too late. But that's probably that's mostly because we had a problem with trafficking, right? But yes, I sent all of my stone villagers out here to gather this, and I didn't expect them to die, because I didn't expect Teal to have an army already. And surely enough, they're all slaughtered. So I have my monks out here ready to convert some Gothic fools. My second castle is already up, and I'm creating Boyars because now I know that he's training Huskarls. And as I already said, Huskarls are weak to heavy cavalry. It's an odd weakness. I actually kind of don't understand it, because infantry beat cavalry, cavalry beat archers, and archers beat infantry. But for the Huskarl, it's completely reversed, where Huskarls basically break archers because they can take so much fire from them. And lose big time to heavy cavalry. But yes, I don't actually have all of my upgrades. I'm just getting plate mail and chain barding right now. So my guys aren't actually top tier. Meanwhile, Theodoric's Huskarls right here are pretty freaking decked out. So I was actually kind of afraid that I was going to lose in an engagement against them with my Boyars, just because of their powerful upgrades and, you know, the mass of them. But right here, Steven getting attacked by Grey with the mass scorpions and battering rams. I understand that the Celts are a siege civilization, but, like, only siege? Come on, man. He could have actually backed that up with some meat shields and probably would have got Steven pretty good right there. Like, if he had a bunch of halberdiers standing in front of them, absorbing the castle fire while everything just shot down the castle. Pretty smart way to trip up the AI right here, though. Putting houses in front of your walls. That protects the walls, but not your population. Although, if you have extra houses in your base and your population is already satisfied, these are great, like, meat shields, sort of. Like, these are great cannon fodder to defend your walls against the AI. Because the AI is stupid and it'll just attack what's closest to it, not what matters, like the walls. Or the castle. So, a good distraction by Steven right there. Nice, nice. And as you can see, trade is already happening for the AI. I am building a siege works, and I have quite a few barracks right here because I am the Slavs, so I'm basically like the Celts in the regard that infantry and siege are my specialty. So I have a siege works, I have 1 archery range, and then I have 3 barracks. Just creating a buttload of halberdiers I'm kind of just sending them out right now to be meat shields while my bowyars come out here and murder everything. Normally I was actually kind of going to let him get away with this, but when I saw the ram, I knew that I was basically screwed unless I did something. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'm bringing my monks out just to convert a few Huskarls here and there. Simply because Huskarls are really nice to have if you can convert them. At least for a short time. Because they are rather... Actually, I don't know how expensive they are. We're going to fact check that real quick. Okay, 80 food and 40 gold. That's actually pretty expensive, at least on food. 40 gold, that's not too bad. But unless you have a lot of food, Huskarls aren't exactly cheap. Plus 40 gold when you're massing Huskarls, like you would if you're the Goths, really stacks up when you have like 200 of them. So if you can steal a couple of Huskarls, that's actually better than killing them, because killing them means that you're ending the damage your opponent is able to do, but converting them means that you can do that, and you also have the damage available to you. So that's that. I'm not sure what's happening here. There was like some traffic issues with the bowyars, but oh well. So my army is out. I expect that Teal's army is dead, and I'm partially right there. Unfortunately, however, his allies' armies are not dead. So, this stream of cataphracts begins pouring down. Stephen's still under fire right here, but castles are very nice to have, so these scorpions will not last long. What he should worry about is these captorams right here. But once those go down, scorps are easy. Scorps are easy. They're annoying as shit though, because listen to that sound they make. Like, come on, man. So I decided I'd send a couple of bowyars over here, just to kind of help them out, destroy the powerful siege and whatnot. I'm starting some trade with Stephen. But unfortunately his base is being attacked, and if anyone comes over here, the trade line is basically screwed. And that is a shame. Alright, so right here I'm trying to take down Teal's gate and get into his base and screw up his economy a little bit. I fully expect everyone here to die, and I'm fully aware of that. But at the very least, I can get some town center idle time, or not idle time, but like villager idle time, by making them go in the town center, maybe killing a few of them. And if I go in the back of his base, these guys are stuck. So if I can just get in here and kill someone real quick, then the net loss is not too bad, especially since I'm making basically only trash. Yeah, light cavalry, halberdiers, skirmishers, and all of the like. I don't have onagers yet, but onagers are freaking OP, so I'll get those soon, probably. And that's that. But look at this. Orange coming in with some light cavalry. And he's got quite a gathering of skirmishers up here. Purple also has an army of hand cannoneers and janissaries, which sucks because I'm an infantry civilization, and my halberdiers are going to be the beef of my army. And that's a shame because that means they can get taken down real easily. Right here, I'm totally willing to sacrifice my bowyars. I'm not really actually playing for economy, I'm kind of just playing for destruction. So if I can do anything at all, I don't care if the engagement pays for itself. Which, I mean, stacks against me later on, of course, but at least I've contained Grey to his base for a short time. I tried to chase this group of scorps down and kill them, but that's that. Besides that, my units are pretty cheap. Like, seriously, just trash. It's wood and food, which again is basically infinite, right here. So, no huge loss happens there. Even if my entire army dies right here, the only disadvantage that puts me at is no defense. Doesn't actually put me in an economic crisis of any sort. And here I am trying to reclaim this stone again, just because I really want that stone. But do I lose this engagement? No, I actually think I'm pretty set right here, especially because I have the numbers advantage right there. But just unit spam everywhere. Just getting trash from everything. And I don't know if I begin making siege yet. I know I start making siege after I have these 2 siege works up, but I don't know how soon I do it. Also, one cool thing, I don't know if this was a patch or or if this was just an African Kingdoms thing, but they've changed the noise for like when you ungarrison units from buildings. Like it sounds different now. I don't know. Maybe it's actually the same and I just haven't paid attention to it. I'm not sure. Anyways, pushing me off this gold here with 1 pikeman. I could have probably just turned right here and stabbed him to death. But I do have skirmishers, and skirmishers have an advantage against the spearman line. So, rest in peace, skirms. Or, pikes. Now, Orange is top of the team right here. He's top of the 6-man team. He's got a relatively solid boom going. I mean, he doesn't have a crapload of villagers by any means. He's got 3 town centers, but I think most of his score is just military, because look, he has a bunch of military buildings, a bunch of castles, lots of siege mixed in, and that's that. But right here, Stephen getting ganked by Mangadai and Scorpions still. He's still got 2 castles, which is enough to defend as long as he has good meat shields like this university right here, absorbing all the fire from everything. Still, I do send some hussars to help out though. Just because I don't particularly care about hussars, they only cost food. I mean, it's kind of an egregious amount of food, but like, I mean, food is still basically infinite. So yeah. Plus they're fast enough that they can reach all of the siege in time, or before dying, right? Unlike halberdiers or skirmishers or something where they just get wiped out before they're even within range of the Scorpion. But it's perpetual carnage out here, against me and Teal, or between me and Teal. Basically just death is happening. It's an eternal death struggle, a fight for this stone right here. And I think right here was where I fucked up. I started attacking the cataphracts, and that kind of like was like kicking the hornet's nest, because now he's sending more cataphracts this way. And he's trying to engage with my hussars right here, which is a shame. In reality, I probably shouldn't have touched anyone who wasn't Teal, because what the AI does is, like, if it gets attacked by a player, it thinks that player is like out to get them, and then it sends its whole army out. And so I kill this Janissary right here. And what does that do? That brings a whole bunch of these guys outside. I think these guys were just here because Teal was getting attacked though, so that's that. but I don't know if they start mobilizing yet. Okay, yeah. It seems that they're going away from the base and they're gonna attack me right here. And this is where things get really intense. The hour mark. This is when stuff starts going downhill, because look at this. Byzantine army right there. A steady stream of Mangudai heading to Stephen's base, although they seem to be going back now. Alright, we'll take that. Fair bit of Scorpions. They're also heading back though. And it's only a matter of time before Orange moves his army out. Orange is the most dangerous player this game right now, it seems. Because look, he has like this gigantic army right here just sitting in his base. And the unit composition is pretty good. Like, he's got quite a few camels, light cavalry, heavy cavalry. He's got monks here and there. He's got siege weapons backed up with skirms. He doesn't have too many pikes, but he does have pikes nonetheless. So his army composition is pretty well balanced. Here I have all of my boyars and hussars fighting the cataphracts, and I was kind of afraid I was going to lose here because I was expecting more cataphracts, and I was kind of right. There was more cataphracts, but not a lot more. There's a couple of camels, which is a little worrying because camels counter cavalry, but hey, otherwise it's all fine. I'm bringing out some more guys out here, particularly halberdiers, so that way I can take out the camels and kind of use them as meat shields against the cataphracts. I can't really do anything against the cataphracts with them, of course, but nonetheless. Oh man. Does this guy die before he gets converted? Oh, I was actually expecting that he was the one getting converted. Alright, no, never mind. But Teal bringing out his own scorpions right here. And I think right here about is when I realized the dangers of chopping down this forest. Because I don't have the resources to build another wall right here. At least soon I won't, because I think I give all my stone to Stephen so that way he can build more castles to defend his base. So yes, if there's a gap in my trees right here, then people can get through, and that is not ideal for my base. But oh yep, here we go. Here's the onagers. Taking out some armies. Ooh, do I kill those villies? Oh man, I do. Okay, sweet. I'll take that. I'll take that. Onagers are super broken. The problem is I wasn't defending mine too well. I actually should have kept my boyars back here to just take out whatever gets near my onagers, because man oh man, losing onagers is not fun because they're pretty expensive, and the upgrade to siege onagers is basically economy breaking. So I don't want to lose these guys too much. Now, unfortunately, all of the chaos happening in my base means that my trade can actually allow enemies to get in through the gates. And I'm not sure when I realized that, but we stopped trading for a while. Like, Steven and I stopped trading for a while because of the danger it presents to both our bases. Because if I can get in his gate, so can his enemies, and if I can get through my gates, so can my enemies, and it's just not good to have in your base. Well, of course enemies aren't good to have in your base. Oh, so right here I was getting attacked by Janissaries, and I was like, oh man, I should probably move all these villies to a safer wood chopping location. And so the forest gets cut deeper. The inside of my base isn't too shabby. My economy is still actually pretty top-notch. It's not exactly balanced, and I think I retask some wood villies to food. And then I keep going back and forth between food and wood, retasking the whole game. But otherwise, yeah, it's all good. So everything should be fine. Got lots of farms, got lots of lumber camps. And got more boyars on the way. Here's a converted boyar. That's a shame. But yes. I'm just trying to scrape together whatever I can right now. Because I've lost a lot of guys in all of my engagements right here. Like, look at this carnage. Just dead horses, dead people everywhere. And that's because we're actually against a lot of really nice camel civs. Turks, for example. Persians also. To some extent, the Byzantines. Actually, Byzantines get cheaper camels, so I'm surprised we're not seeing that kind of spam. But look at this. Look at this insane amount of Mangudai right there. Oh, man. And they're all going to Stephen's base. He is building a house wall still, though. Great diversion right there. Even if these are just foundations, still absorb the arrow fire from them. I think this is where I lose my onagers. Pretty sure it's actually like close to that. I lose my onagers at some point, and then I just don't rebuild them because I don't have enough money, as in gold. But yeah, trying to bring the fight back to Teal. Of course, it's been like an eternal death struggle out here for like the last 10 minutes of game time. It's been like crazy just defending out here, trying to hold the line, because if I lose my army, then they can get right into my base because of the trade line. I still haven't realized that yet, and I don't know when I realized that this poses a threat, but like the trade line going through my gates poses a threat, but it's at some point. I think in the next 30 minutes some drastic stuff happens. I'm trying to remember where in the game this was at. Originally this actually was a live commentary, and so every hour I was stopping the recording, but it turns out everything from part 2 onwards was not recorded. So here we are doing post commentary. Creating a couple of knights, that's actually just a hotkey mishap. I didn't actually mean to create knights. A similar thing happens with militia later on, but that doesn't actually matter because militia fully upgraded aren't actually half bad, honestly. But maybe that's just Druzhina talking to me because of the infantry splash damage. Nonetheless, I'm still trying to gather my army here. I'm expecting another attack from, well, everyone, and rightfully so, because everyone seems to be creating gigantic armies. Orange still has not attacked yet, but he does have Trebs now, and that is what gives him his dangerous edge. Purple has a decent-sized army. He doesn't have a lot of really good siege, though. Like, Captrams can be taken down pretty easily with any melee unit. So, all of that's happening. I'm bringing my skirmishes right here to help out against the Mongol death machine. Or the Mongol war machine, really. I'm guessing he lost all of his Mangudai out here, actually. Oh yeah, he did. Like, that giant massive Mangudai are all dead right now, and that's kind of weird to see. That just a few castles took them out. But yes, here's me being lazy with my onager defense, and I lose them all. And then I have to bring my army out, because look at this. Absolute flood. Orange is sending everything from his base to attack me. He's having some traffic issues with all of his buildings right here. But once all of this reaches me, only bad things can happen. I did break into Teal's base, though, to try and screw up his economy a little bit, and distract Teal's main army, because I don't want to have to deal with Teal's, you know, all of these guys right here, while I'm trying to defend against Orange. But bringing my army out right here, Yellow's attacking also. And so now Yellow and Orange are bringing both their armies into my base to try and murder me. Stephen creating a giant army right here of arbalests and halberdiers. Good on him for going arbalests. That's actually a nice Ethiopian unit. Especially because they shoot like 15% faster or something. I don't know. I don't know the African kingdom civs quite that well yet. But he does have a nice army getting prepared right there. And he's got quite a few castles on or at the front of his base, keeping everything from getting in. Meanwhile, on my front line, absolute carnage, murder everywhere. Yeah. So, just lots of guys coming in. It's chaos everywhere. Look, Teal's even getting in here, and he has the Scorpions too, which can just rip through my trash units. And that's what's gonna suck, because if I lose my army, I basically lose my base. I don't have a lot of guys being made right now. I have a bunch being made, but I don't have a lot that are already, you know, ready. And that's just a damn shame, because once I lose my main army, I have no way of defending, and just everything is here. Like, everyone is here. We have yellow, orange, teal. They're all ready to kill me. I have a couple of onagers defending me, but unfortunately I can't really use them to their fullest extent, especially because the AI does not actually group their units, really. I mean, there's a couple of places that I could hit that would be absolute murder, but it's not like giant balls of units like human players create. So, such is life, such is life. I don't know why I went back here. I think it was to take out some hand cannoneers, but I couldn't make it the full way. Simply because there's just too much unit density right there. And look, they've broken into my base and gone through my wall. And now they're in here. And I quickly put everyone in the town center. But look at this. Huskarls in my base? Like, come on, man. You can't defend against that with castles. And that's why I'm amazed this even happened in the first place. But look, my base is getting trebbed down. Oh my goodness. Oh my good. But, yeah. What a piece of shit right there. Anyways. Bring out the units. I can't defend against this, as you can see. My ultimate goal is just to take down this trebuchet. Because if I can get down the trebuchet, then, like, that'll help immensely. But there's still more trebuchets on the way, and that's a shame. Now, as you can see, I'm out of stone, so when I lose this town center, what am I gonna do? Well, honestly, I'm gonna waste my gold buying more stone for another town center. But we'll have to see if I even survive this right here. I think it's pretty obvious that I do. The game goes on for 4 hours, and we're only at 120 right now. And it was at this point in the game where Steven and I were debating whether to throw in the towel or not. Because while he's not being attacked right now, he's been getting pretty viciously murdered. And he lost his entire army right here just because of these scorps. Yeah. But I've managed to push back the attack to some degree. And I just have to defend my base. Right here, I built a house wall that keeps this front section of my base separated from the rest of my base. And I actually think that's a pretty good strategy right there. Especially considering the fact that If there was no houses right here, they would totally have gone through into here, and they could have destroyed the soft insides of my base. And everything is back here. All of this farming and stuff, all of this farming, all of this wood gathering, I would have had to throw in the towel if they went back there. But fortunately, there's castles right here, and I had the foresight to build this wall. Well, not really foresight, it was more of during sight, but yeah. Building another town center right there, and repairing my wall with a house because I don't have stone to buy anything. Still a crap load of guys right here, trying to... never mind, they're leaving now, but like they're camping out my base, waiting for the perfect opportunity to attack, and trying to stay on my unit macro right here, spam everything from every building, just to get a crap load of units out that can actually like defend for some time. I don't even need them to live a long time. I just need enough that nothing can harm the inside of my base. Dang. Oh, so I found out how to live stream. I have discovered the secrets of live streaming. I don't see it as the thing I'll be doing often, but maybe if like for like a 500 subscriber special or something, I'd totally live stream. I'm not sure. I was gonna do a community game for 300 subscribers actually, but it never really panned out, and I think it's a little too late now because I've had 300 subscribers for like a month now or something. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I've only it's only been like 5 months since we hit 100 subscribers, and here we are at 300. Like, as channel time goes on, I've noticed that subscriptions become more frequent. I mean, so do unsubscriptions. If no one unsubscribed, like, I would probably be at like 500 subscribers right now. But the problem is that people unsubscribe like every day. Like, one person unsubscribes every day, and usually one person subscribes. Occasionally there's 2 people who subscribe, and very rarely 3. The last actually like 2 days have had like 3 subscribers gain each day, minus the 1 subscriber each day. So now I'm at 317 from 315 yesterday, from 313 the day before. I don't know, I just think it's kind of weird how recognition works. I don't know, it's like weird marketing stuff, right? But yeah, I don't know. I'm not in a marketing class or anything at school, so I don't understand half this stuff. I just like noticing patterns. Yeah, so still getting attacked. It's not as bad right now. Like, it's not like they're in my base again, and it's also not like they're destroying my production buildings right here. Although I did lose a couple of production buildings. I think I lost one of my archery ranges, or whatever was right there. I'm pretty sure it was an archery range. So I don't have a lot of skirms right now, but that's fine because really all I need is hussars that are fast enough to reach these janissaries and hand cannons and whatnot, to murder things. What is going on here? Why is there so much orange? Oh yeah, okay, I see. It's a massive traffic jam right there. See, if there were no traffic jams here on Arena, then Steven and I would be absolutely dead right now. Because look at these gigantic armies. Look at green and yellow, just like case in point right here. If they were able to get through right here and just flood out, everyone would be dead. Like everyone in their path would be dead. Although green is still relentless with the Mangadai. But nothing particularly bad is happening to Steven's base. He's got castles defending him. and that's all well and good. He should get back onto his military, but otherwise he can just sit back for a bit. Alright. Now, Teal pushing out with his new army. Oh man, I gotta bring everyone back down here to engage in this fight with Teal, because everything up here is basically irrelevant. There's like 6 Janissaries, I don't know. But let's see, actually how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 7 hand cannoneers. Oh, just kidding, 8. But 8 is not going to make a difference in the battle. They're not really doing anything anyways, either. They're kind of just sitting there killing stuff that walks in their way, but they're not like trying to push into my base. Now this is bad. I'm moving my units around too much to try and draw out Teal. I'm also trying to go up here and regroup with my main force. But in doing so, I lost a good chunk of HP on all of my units right there, just because Scorpions were landing some free shots right there. But yeah, so it's 135. At this point in the game, Steven and I made a deal that if we are starting to, like, if we're losing it at like 140, then just we gotta resign. And look, at 140, guess who's gonna come around? Oh, just kidding, he's going back to his base. But yes, 135 right now. We have like 5 minutes. If our armies are gone by then, well, if our bases are basically getting wrecked by then just throw in the towel. Fortunately, however, we're back on top of our defenses, and everything seems to be working out. Okay. So, I'll probably end part 1 of this once I'm out of water, which I'm almost out of water. So there's probably like 10 minutes game time left before this is over-ish. Maybe 10 minutes of real time, I'm not sure. I don't know how long this video should be. Really. But nothing particularly interesting happening. It's really kind of just another epic hold right here. I haven't lost my base still, so that's nice. Well, I mean, no one's broken into my base again. So that's a plus. Trying to go into Teal's base and like screw up his economy. I know full well that basically my army is in shambles and everyone here is going to die once they once their job is over. But I still have more guys on the way to try and defend against Orange. And what an unfortunate time for me to send my main force into Teal's base, because look at this. Everyone is here. Oh my goodness. The flood is real. I mean, thankfully, a good chunk of his army is halberdiers, which die to skirms real easily, and paladins, which die to halberdiers real easily. He does have hand cannons, which I can counter with my hussars, but not too well. But overall, I win this engagement, really. I just have to make sure his trebs do not reach my base, because if they reach my base, then I can, like, then I'm basically screwed, because they can open up the walls and they can take down what's left of this castle, which is a shame. I believe I do have masonry and architecture, and I think I have hoardings on my castle, so HP is good for that. I mean, it's still, you know, not invincible, especially this one right here, which is weakened, but these, basically all my buildings are pretty okay, except my houses. Building a house wall right there to keep out invaders. And there goes another building. I think that was an archery range, or maybe that was my second siege works. I feel like my siege works was lost some time ago though, and I replaced it with a what's it called? Archery range. And look at this. Taking down my wall. What a shame. Okay. Now, all seems lost right here. I have no army, really. I have a couple of halberdiers and some occasional skirms, but I don't have anything particularly, like, good to defend with. I'm being attacked by some scorps from Teal, and we're at 140 right now. So it seems like it might be GG right here. But surely enough, I'll pull through. And how, you may be wondering? Well, we'll answer that next episode.